Welcome to Valley Viewpoint. I'm Roger Johnson. My guests are Sherry Wiedemann and Carissa Ng. Sherry has just recently returned from Haiti as a mission volunteer, and Carissa is into global service here with the Associated Students of Walla Walla University. Welcome, both of you, to Valley Viewpoint.
Thank you, Roger.
Now, somehow I understand that you have both been to Haiti. Carissa, you were there, what time frame?
End of last August.
So, and you just returned.
Yes,
So,
mid-March.
so there's been about 4 or 5 months between those two occurrences. And how did you happen to get involved with global service?
Yeah, so last school year I worked for the ASWU Global Service team, which is part of the student body here on campus, and we did a fundraising project to sponsor students in Rwanda, and I loved working for that team. So this year I decided to apply to be the director of the project for this current school year. And after I became the director of the project, I was given about 7 different fundraising projects to choose from. And this project in Haiti was the one that stood out the most to me. So we picked that project to fundraise for during this whole school year. And then I was able to go there at the end of the summer to meet the people to kind of kick off the beginning of the project.
That's from Rwanda.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, and then you selected Haiti. And what attracted you to that? You mentioned that was especially out of the several of them. What was it about Haiti that really drew you to Haiti?
Yeah, well, probably 2 main things. One of the things that really stood out to me was that that project particularly was brought to me by some of my fellow students.
That helps.
Yeah, so there was projects from many different organizations, but this one I met with several students who had been on mission trips with this organization, and they just spoke so highly of it. They loved it there. They loved meeting the people. And then besides that, just learning about the type of work that they are doing there. It's a little bit different than a lot of the other types of projects that we were given. And I thought that the program that they have there is just, it's unique, and I think it's a really sustainable type of development that I was really interested in supporting.
Well, we'll talk to Sherry, but we'll hear more details about why it is unique and why you were attracted to it further. Thank you, Carissa, for sharing about that. And you did not know Carissa, did you, Sherry?
No, I didn't.
And so how was it after you returned that you heard about this project, or when you were over in Haiti you heard about this fundraising?
Actually, I met Carissa, I think it was in January, just after Christmas, wasn't it? At the city church. And I knew what she was...
Not planned.
Not planned.
Isn't
no.
that incredible?
It's always in God's plan.
Except planned in other realms, huh?
Well, last year I presented a project to Ivory, who was in her position last year.
Oh.
And since the Beehive Haiti has said that they would be our umbrella under a special mission that I am helping, I told them, look at, ours is just a beginning mission, and if you want something else, would you please look at the Beehive and all they're doing, because they have been established a little longer, and they are promoting the education of young people. Back in 2010, with the earthquake, the first time I went to Haiti. This was actually my 4th trip to Haiti.
4th.
And Haiti is the most impoverished country in the Western Hemisphere. And when
Other than Puerto Rico right now.
Oh, Puerto Rico's pretty bad right now too, yes. But Puerto Rico and Haiti are not very far from each other.
Yes.
But anyway, to know that these people, dear people, earnest people, and they want to do good. They value education, and yet they don't hardly have a chance to get one. So Jonathan, who has started the Beehive Haiti, and it's his 501c3 that he is basically supervising. It's his dream and the dream of the people that work with him to have an educational center where people can learn vocational jobs, woodworking, carpentry, welding, animal husbandry, agriculture, gardening, so that they can learn to grow their own food and maybe even market it.
Well, you've mentioned Jonathan and you've mentioned Beehive. And
yes.
Maybe to catch myself up with those that are watching us, did you know about Jonathan and did you know about Beehive? Is that part of the package that you were hearing about?
Yeah, so my project is actually to raise money for a project that Jonathan is doing with the Beehive. So he's the one who basically planned this whole school, like she mentioned, and they asked us to raise the money to build the first building of their wood shop trade school. So that's what the ASWU Global Service Project is doing this year, is we're raising the money, but Jonathan with the Beehive International, they're the ones that planned, you know, the whole building process, and will be actually building and implementing it once the funds are raised.
Now, you mentioned the word international. I'm assuming that the Beehive is international. I'm learning about this, but there's chapters or segments, and this is Beehive Haiti.
Yes.
Apparently. And you were over there. Did you hear about Carissa when you were over there in Haiti?
Actually, I met Carissa before I met Jonathan. I have been talking with Jonathan for about 1.5 years, but we actually met face to face in January, and I didn't get to meet Jonathan until the 28th of February.
And what is Jonathan like?
Well, he's a young man, and he's...
like Carissa?
Oh, he probably is about 10 years older than Carissa, I'm guessing. But he's been over in Haiti for all those 10 years.
So he has obviously selected of the International Beehive organization, whatever that is. It sounds interesting. It's Beehive.
An Adventist group of young people that chose the word beehive from one of the books written in the Spirit of Prophecy, that we ought to be working as little worker bees in beehives around the world. And so all of these young men have dreams of bettering the countries that they are in, one of them being America, and through health education and community development. And part of the community development in Haiti is to have this school, this, what is it, woodworking school? They want to have a place where they can teach young people how to work with wood, and they're already making furniture up in the Port-au-Prince headquarters. They have a furniture factory up there, and it's well accepted, and it gives 30 to sometimes 40 people a job, and their furniture is well liked and very sturdy.
But that's not in context with a proposed school, is that right? And so this is why you chose, this is the school, and did you say the first building of this proposed school?
So the wood shop that they have currently, like she mentioned, is in Port-au-Prince, and that's operating under the Beehive International. But basically it's grown to the extent of what it can grow to in the city, and their dream was to buy a piece of property in the country and start a school out there. So they have this property already. They've had it for the last several years, and it's about 3 hours drive out of the city, and that's where they're planning on building the school. So right now the Beehive International is operating a wood shop where they do train people and provide jobs, and it's an operating business. They do really well. But basically they want to grow and they want to teach more people, and they can't really do that where they are. So they've started developing the property that they purchased, clearing a lot of the land. There's a few small buildings there already, but the building that we're raising the funds for will be the first building of the actual training facility.
And so let's talk about fundraising. And you're part of this global service fundraiser. What are the statistics? What do we need to know about how to get money to them and how much money and where are they at in their fundraising?
Yeah, so you can donate directly to the Beehive International for their regular operating expenses, but I'd love it if you would donate directly to the Global Service Project. So this year we're raising $60,000.
So the students have taken on a $60,000 fundraising goal.
Correct.
For
so
this
we
Haiti
do,
project.
yeah. So we do a lot of the fundraising right here in the Valley. We do have events and programs with the students to try to raise money, but the students don't have $60,000 because they're paying for their school bills. So we're really lucky that a lot of the community members, local businesses, the churches around here have supported the project quite a bit. But we do still, have quite a ways to go towards our $60,000. We're about halfway. So people can just support the project by going to our website and learning more about it, and there's ways to donate.
Now the website then to go through Walla Walla University.
Yeah, you can go to aswu.com, aswwu.com/global service.
All right. Boy, $60,000, you're about halfway, and what's gonna happen after the $60,000 is raised?
Yeah, so from there, basically the Beehive International will take over from there. We'll send them the money. They sent us their whole project plans ahead of time, exact budget of everything, how it's going to cost. So they already know all the steps they're going to take as soon as they have the money. They've cleared the whole ground. Everything is ready. They're just waiting for the funds to start building.
And you've seen the site too, Sherry.
Yes.
And you are behind Carissa. That's why you're sitting next to her, but you're behind. That's why you're here.
And when we get some money, we're going to go and build it.
Stir the action happening. And I believe the second half, we'll take a break here in a bit, and then we'll be able to see some video of the setting, perhaps. Is that what we have here for 5 minutes or so when they come back?
Yeah.
Good. Well, we'll look forward to that. What's the website again, if they want to go to the website?
Yeah, aswu.com, aswwu.com/global service.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Carissa. We'll be right back with these two talking about the Beehive Haiti.
When Beehive International came to Haiti, we started just outside of Port-au-Prince with our woodshop training program. We produce over 1,000 different products with recycled shipping pallets, and we are teaching 25 to 30 young people in the area carpentry skills and business skills and interpersonal relationship, conflict management, money management, and we're providing a service to the surrounding orphanages and missionary compounds and hotels and cafes in the area and surrounding area of Port-au-Prince. Now, after several years of searching for the right piece of property, God has led us to a 32-acre piece of land in the countryside where we can realize our primary goal of having a vocational training and agriculture training facility. This project is to build a vocational training classroom to teach carpentry on our 32-acre piece of property in Bohac, Haiti. The woodshop training program here at the Pearl will be a feeder for the shop in Port-au-Prince, and being able to properly educate the students from a young age to have good work ethic and to have good skills in the woodshop, and then be able to go to Port-au-Prince and have a job and produce furniture and learn a skill will be a huge benefit.
For me, it's going to be better in this area. The people don't have skill, but we're going to learn people to have some new skill about the carpenter wood. It's going to be like for him a new chance for his life in this country. We have a chance to help the people in the community. They are very happy. And we would like to do more because they have more to do. So the woodshop is going to be a great opportunity for everybody, every young people in this area. to learn stuff, to have skill, and have a job.
The poor infrastructure in Haiti makes it very difficult for all sectors to function normally and very difficult to get a job. The earthquake destroyed a lot of businesses and chased away businesses and made it even more difficult for people to find work.
A lot of the people, they are not like educated, they don't have like a mind with trade, they don't have something that they can do. They can afford to school, they are like here in the street doing nothing.
Because they would like to learn stuff, they would like to doing stuff, but they don't know the way to do it. If you take your time to learn him stuff, you're gonna have a good result.
We're going to build the first classroom for carpentry, and that'll be a 36 by 40, about a 1,400 square foot classroom with 12 vocational desks and tools and product storage.
We would like to give a new chance for all of the young people we can work with him, to give him some skills so they can have a better life in the future.
The primary goal is to save souls and win people to the kingdom and prepare them for Christ's soon return. It is very difficult to minister to people and to teach people if they can't meet their basic needs. If you think of the story in the Bible with the fishes and loaves, Jesus fed the people before he spoke to them because he knew that people needed good nutrition and a full belly before they could even hear what he had to say. The people need jobs, the people need food, the people need education, the people need so many things before they're able to study the Bible and retain what they hear and make a sound, solid decision for Christ.
That project, it's unique for the community and for the country, and they never seen something like that. We can't wait to see this dream come true.
Since the earthquake in 2010, many aid organizations have come to Haiti focusing on short-term disaster relief. ASU Global Service is really excited to partner with the Beehive International on a project that is going to create sustainable career and community development in Haiti. Thank you so much for your support of this project.
You have told me that there was some students that shot the video and that they went over with you to do this project. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we went, myself and two other students, as well as our ASU sponsor, Hillary Catlett. We all got to go in August and just interview people, talk to the people there, and get a lot of pictures and video because we wanted to be able to come back to Walla Walla and to share that with people. It's so much easier to show them this video so they can really see what it's like there and see what the people are like. So that was a big part of why we went over there last summer.
And the Walla Walla University students have seen this video, I take it, in a convocation format?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Part of the fundraising of this $60,000 for this project to get this woodworking shop, industrial arts type building going. That sounds like a neat project. And when you went over, you had some stills and pictures that you want to share with our audience as well.
Yes, I just thought that I would show how the guest house has progressed, and then of course the depot, which is where they have their tools, where they have their medical clinics, and it's also sometimes where they make a dormitory, but it's their carpentry shop and their supplies are back in there as well. And then
so this is a new campus.
It's a new campus. It's only been developed in the last 3 years. The very first building was made out of pallets, and it is still there, holding tools, and the manager or the person who watches over the property while if anybody's gone.
Yes.
And they just they've just finished an outdoor kitchen, and as Jonathan was saying, they did thousands and thousands of meals under a tarp tent, and now they have an outdoor kitchen, and they're just trying to get all the kinks out of that. But it's a beautiful place. And when I think in the guest house, 9 people can be in each room, and there's a couple of rooms where you might be able to have more individual staying, but pretty much there's 9 people to a room. I mean, usually they have college students come, so they're bunk beds. But you know, we can all be mission-minded and enjoy it. They've got running toilets and showers, and it's really up to date. It's brand new.
I thought it was a very nice facility when I got there.
And that was she got there before a whole lot was there, but it's made out of cement, and so it's pretty strong. And it's nice to have running water. And
it's nice to have a strong building with what has happened to those islands recently with those storms. And the earthquake, I suppose. That's what happened, what is it, 10 years ago or so?
And the reason why...
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years ago, yes. The reason why there was so much damage, because it was only 6.3. I mean, I went through the Alaska earthquake when it was 9.2. But they just don't have, their buildings are not made out of real good material.
Reinforced
and
concrete.
even the government, the rebar was smooth, and it just slid right off of it and twisted, everything twisted.
You are a nurse.
Yes.
And you went over there prepared, but in this case you didn't need to use some of these nursing talents that you had. What did you happen to do?
What did I get to do this time?
Yes.
Well, that's one of the things. I got to use a Villager sun oven.
What is that?
It is a big sun oven that reflects the sun down.
A sun oven?
Yes, it reflects the sun down onto your pots and does the cooking, and I got to bake bread in it and to make beans and boil eggs and
you saw this as well when you were over there?
Yeah, but they told me it didn't work when I was there, so I guess they got it working as soon as I was there.
It did work, it's just nobody knew how to use it. And you see...
And did you? I mean, obviously, did you figure it out while you were there, or did you...
I happen to have a small one, and I haven't used it very much yet, but of course I have read all about it and taken the webinar classes. And so when they had the sun oven over there, I said, wow, is it all right if I use it? And the fellow that was volunteering over there, and he was there at the same time I was, it was his church that bought this for them, so he was elated that somebody was going to use it. And we learned how to make bread in it and boil beans, and to make I did a whole huge squash. It was this big, and you cut it in 2, and it takes up quite a bit of space, but you can make a lot of food for the people in that
So
thing.
this oven was substantial.
Yes.
Wonderful
and
tool that you made use of and gave them inspiration while you were there.
And some pictures will be shown of that, because that's another thing. We need some parts to repair a couple things on it, because it was bought used, and they didn't, some of the parts have been stolen, and then just a few hinges and stuff. And the other thing is, some of the things that they probably got with it, they did not send with it when it was purchased. And so we'd like to repair that so it can be fully functional. But it did really well.
Well, we just have a minute or so to talk about these wonderful funds that are being gathered up, and more needs to be gathered for this project. Again, Carissa, talk to us about what the students are doing.
Yeah, so we sell t-shirts, we write letters, we do all kinds of creative fundraising. We had a banquet around Valentine's Day time, but coming up in a couple weeks, I guess in a week and a half, on May 13, there's going to be a big concert here in the university gym, and it's the band Shane and Shane, and it's actually open to the whole community, so people can buy tickets. They're $5 for students, and they're $10 for community members, and all of those funds are going to go to the project. And then we actually have a local business, Northwest Collision, that's going to match all the proceeds from the concert.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we'd love it if as many people as possible would come out, buy the tickets. Again, the tickets can also be bought on the website, aswu.com/Shane and Shane. So that's our next big fundraiser that's coming up, and hopefully that'll be a pretty big one for us. And then a tradition that ASWU Global Service has every year is we do a big international food fair at the end of the year, which is also open to all students and the whole community. We invite all the churches to come out, and that is June 3rd. Sunday, June 3.
Right.
Yeah, and that'll be in the evening, and it'll be here on campus.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you. We have to leave it there. But
Yes.
thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
And thank you for Carissa informing us about what's happening here on the Walla Walla campus and in our community for Haiti in this wonderful project that you've been involved with. Thank you for joining us on Valley Viewpoint. I'm Roger Johnson.